All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome into a new episode of That's Bingo Sports Podcast. My name is Joe Hendry, joined here by my co-hosts, Jacob Beach and Kyle Eggers. Boys, how are the fellas doing today?
Good. I'm recording a podcast with no shirt on.
We're going to get just absolutely canceled. This is
100%. This is terrible.
Let's get weird, boys.
We're going to get recorded.
Okay, we're not.
Let's get weird.
We're pumped to be here today. Us three, we are in the middle of a dynasty startup draft in a league with a bunch of our homies. How are you guys feeling about your draft so far?
Poor.
Why is that?
Poor.
Or rest of the league for having to play my team.
Oh man, that was a good one, Kyle. I do like what you put together, man. I love what you put together.
I'm pretty
nice
stoked about this
receivers
one.
there. So
Yeah.
be curious to know how that Jaden Reed, Christian Watson double up there on the flex will work out for you.
I'm just taking stock in the offense, and whoever wins, I win.
I like it. Beach, how you feeling?
I feel fantastic. I technically got Justin Jefferson at the 111, so we're thrilled there. Thanks to Kyle for that. I almost wanted to take Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray, but I could not allow myself to be that biased.
I actually can't believe that you didn't do that.
I was about 10 seconds away, and then I was like, no, I think I should trade this pick.
You made the right pick. You made the right choice there.
Unfortunately, I did, although I really wanted Marvin Harrison on my team.
I know.
So I will be trading Garrett Wilson to get Marvin Harrison in a week. Besides that, I feel really good about my team. So we obviously want to see how it gets going.
You'd feel better with Trey McBride.
That's
I was going to say, true. I hear there might be a trade brewing. I don't know if we could. I don't know if there's a possibility of completing this trade live. If there's a shot at that, but if there is, I mean, what do you guys think?
Just so we can be clear about what the parameters currently are, Kyle is offering me Trey McBride and a 2025 rookie second-round pick for Dalton Kincaid, Javion Polk. I'm saying his name right?
Jalen.
What's his name? Jalen.
Jalen.
Close enough. I don't know where I got that from. And then a 2025 fourth-round pick. So that was the offer that is currently out there. I'm kind of waffling on whether or not I want to give Kyle another draft pick. So we will see.
All I'm saying is that between our two trades, me giving you Justin Jefferson, you'll become even, I think.
Kyle just wants to get back at me because I took Justin Jefferson from him. That's
what
what this boils down
you
to.
did that, Kyle.
Honestly, I don't regret the trade the more I think about it. I just wanted to secure Drake May. I needed him at that price. Got him in like the 5th round. And I knew where I was at in the 5th round that he just wouldn't be there. So, grand scheme of things, if Drake May pans out, it works. But if it doesn't, I'm an idiot and Beach is a genius.
Yeah. So
that's good.
And if Justin Jefferson leads me to a title this year, it was all worth it.
100%.
I will kill myself.
Well, once Jalen Polk does that for you, then I will do the same.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Well, if Beach decides to pull the trigger, let us know in the next hour or so, and we can maybe see a trade completed live. But
that'd be kind of fun.
I'll just keep texting him highlights of Trey McBride.
Yeah, that would definitely get me.
Oh yes. Man, that's good. My team, I was surprised at the amount of rookies and youth I ended up taking. Like I felt like I had a pretty strong compete. Like I had a pretty strong start to compete, and then I kind of just tailed off and took a bunch of youngsters. So here we are. That's just how the draft board fell. Made some trades to make that happen, but it's all good. So
let's go.
Anyway, we have a super fun show ahead of us for you guys today. It is in honor of NBA legend Austin Rivers and his comments last week, where he said that he could take 30 NBA players and drop them in the NFL today or something like that.
Something like that.
No.
For the record, none of us believe that is true. We know ball. That being said, today, in honor of those comments, we are going to create the best possible football team out of athletes, in particularly the NBA and the MLB, because those are the other two that we follow. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. You guys ready to get started with that?
Give me it. Let's do it.
Yep. All right, man. Let's start with the offensive line. All right. I know, Beach, you are a big offensive line guy.
Huge.
We know the trenches is where the game is won. So let's start with the cornerstone. Let's start with the center. All right, we're going to be drafting a starting 11 on offense. All right, we're going to start at center. Yeah. I have several names here. I want to hear what you guys have to say first.
At my center spot, I am going a little unconventional, I might say.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going with Isaiah Stewart.
Wow, that's a good pick.
The reason I want Isaiah Stewart, he's not the tallest of the NBA players that I felt like I could have picked, which obviously at center, you don't necessarily want them to be 7'2". But that guy is just a dog, and he's not scared of anybody. He will go fight anybody, and that is who I want at my center position. I want a guy that's not afraid to go kill a linebacker.
That's a good pick, man. That's a
great pick.
I'll say my name too, but I don't hear Kyle's first, but I might have to end up with Beaches there.
All right. I think you guys will like this one. I really do. Hear me out. Andre Drummond.
Ooh, Andre Drummond.
I think that's a fantastic pick. The dude's just a beast. Like he is. I think him, and I don't want to even say the other guy's name because he's going to be in my O-line as well. But him and one other player that I'm thinking of, I think, based on no real facts and just my imagination, are the strongest players in the NBA. So I want this guy dead center. We're taking snaps from Andre Drummond.
I like it.
I like that option. See, we're only going with the current players, which is a little bit unfortunate because I would have loved to throw Bartolo Colon at my center position. I think that would have been getting the big sexy in there would have been fantastic.
We do love the big sexy.
He's not even a basketball player.
He's not. He's an MLB player. I have some other MLB names like Alec Manoah is a big boy. Dan Vogelbach, Danny Burgers, I think would be a lot of fun in there. But my choice was going to be Kenneth Lofton Jr.
Dude, I almost said him.
Yeah, I was going to have Kenneth Lofton Jr. for center.
I like that.
But I honestly think Isaiah Stewart might be a better one, man. Like, Beach sold me with that mean streak.
I just picture him just like trying to fight the entire Lakers team.
Yeah,
and
like I have that. There's that gif of him rolling through coaches and everything like that. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Well, I was going to say, I want him at the end, but I know we're only doing O-line right now.
We are.
It's not a bad pickup. He can play both ways. He's in good shape.
Yeah, we could.
Is this a high school football team?
Bishop Sycamore, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Isaiah Stewart, Kyle. I don't know 100% if you're just sold on Andre Drummond or if you'd be okay with him at guard or tackle. But I'm a big fan of getting Stewart there at the center and kind of anchoring the mean offensive line.
I mean, it's fine. I don't care enough to pound the table for Andre Drummond at center. He can't even play center in the NBA. So
this is true.
Yeah, the only knock that I do have against Stewart is that he only weighs like 250. But I mean,
how tall is he?
He is 6'8". So he'd have to beef up a little bit, which he could do. But again, center, you don't have to be the biggest. I mean, I know Kelsey was never the biggest center, and he dominated for a long time. So Isaiah Stewart at center. Welcome.
I love it.
To Team Bingo.
Hello, Team Bingo.
Let's work from the inside out. Let's start with our two guards. I'm going to start with Kenneth Lofton Jr. again, partially because he is a large man, and he's also like 6'7" as well. So I'm going to throw that out there. You guys give me your names.
You just mentioned him in the center spot, but at left guard or right guard, I guess it doesn't really matter. I threw out Daniel Vogelbach.
Danny Burgers, man.
Yep, just another guy that's just big and would just take up a lot of space there at the guard spot. So yeah, that's who my option is. Kyle, who's yours?
Wait, what are we doing? Are we doing basketball players?
And baseball.
NBA.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing
two that we follow.
Okay, I don't know any MLB players, so I'm going strictly NBA.
For reference, Daniel Vogelbach is 6 foot, 270 pounds.
All right. So this is guard, right?
This is guard.
Okay. This is going to be, I think, kind of an easy one for me. I'm going to go Zion Williamson.
Oh, actually, I really like that one.
I liked that. I was between, man, we had it all. I was between.
I kind of want Zion at a tackle spot, though.
You do. I want my tackle to be bigger.
His athleticism does intrigue me for a tackle position.
Yes. I think that he would be insane on a pull. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's true. Do you pull tackles? I forget. You only pull guards. I mean, you can, but you typically only pull guards, right?
Guard. Yeah, you can pull tackles. Pull a guard. I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Beach. You're the only certified football coach here, but you're going to pull a guard more than a tackle, right?
Yes, typically.
Okay. That's why my mind wins Zion.
Yeah.
But you can pull tackles, especially if you're running like sweeps to the outside, you can pull tackles.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's where they do like the double end and pull on one side. Man.
Why?
So the names we've thrown out there are Lofton, Vogelbach, and Williamson, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Before we make that decision, let's move to tackle. And let's mix together the best possible options, okay?
Okay. I'm fine with that.
I feel like that's a good one. Because I do love the idea of Zion at tackle. The other names I had there are the two Europeans. I had Nurkic and I had Jokic there. Just a couple of big bodies that are fairly athletic. They weigh a lot. So those are my two options for tackle along with Zion. Right. I would love to put one of those pillars on one side, Zion on the other, and anchor the middle with Vogelbach and Lofton.
My tackle pick, I only had one at the moment, but it was Steven Adams.
That was mine. That was the guy whose name I didn't want to say. Yep.
Yes. Steven Adams.
So I don't know. Me and Kyle, I think, feel pretty strongly about having Steven Adams at a tackle.
I like Adams over Jokic or Nurkic. We can
Nurkic is soft. There. I don't want Nurkic out there.
I agree.
Nurkic is going to flop at the first sign of contact.
Steven Adams. I love that. That's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's a great pick, man.
That's because he was hurt all year, so he didn't play, so nobody thought about him.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to say his name because I thought you guys would steal him from me.
Nah, dude, that is an awesome. So, okay, so we have Isaiah Stewart at center, Steven Adams at guard. We want him at tackle. You want him at left tackle? You wanted Mingo?
Yes.
Is that Carson?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Good old Carson.
I'm down the guy. I'm literally just... There's nobody I want here.
Are we picking two tackles? I only said
20th round.
I only said one.
Yeah, I might as well.
Oh, that's good. Do we want Adams at right tackle or left tackle?
Can I say my other tackle pick? I don't think I did.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Travis Kelce lookalike Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, that's really good.
Valanciunas.
Thank you. I feel like I'm having a fantastic draft so far.
I really like. I like Valanciunas at right tackle. I think.
Give me Steven Adams at left tackle. I'm with Beach. Tackle? I want Stevie in my blind side.
Mostly because I know if he gets beat, he's form tackling the guy. He's not getting to the quarterback. So
that's a fact. He's going to lead the league with penalties.
Yeah, he's going to lead the league in penalty yards, but we're fine with that.
100%, because nobody.
He's also going to lead the league in pancakes.
That's 100%. A fact.
And he's also going to lead the league at defensive ends injured because he will just destroy them.
That's my left tackle.
I love him.
Steven Adams left tackle. I like the Valanciunas pick at right tackle. We can lock that in, man.
I'm down to lock that in, Kyle. With two very well. I feel like I contributed Steven Adams as well.
You did. No,
that was yours.
Tanner McLaughlin.
He only did that to make you mad.
That is 100%.
Are we serious?
That is so funny.
Are we serious?
People listening to the podcast can have literally no idea what's going on.
Lance has sniped me on my two U of A players, and I'm
round 20, and Beach is getting sniped. That should be impossible. Oh, that's good. So let's move back to guard, man. So we had.
I still think it's Zion. I think Zion.
I love the idea.
I like Zion for pulling in space.
Yeah, I like Zion. Do we want him right guard or left guard?
Left.
Yeah, left. Athletic on the blind side as well.
Let's go. Yep. All right.
Zion, well, actually, we don't know who's going to be our quarterback, so we don't know if it is his blind side or not. But
that's true.
Oh, that's true. We'll assume that he's right-handed. We'll assume that the quarterback's right-handed.
We'll assume. And the other one, we had who was the other option? We had Vogelbach or Lofton. I would
think
not be opposed to getting
Lofton.
10. I love Lofton. There's a part of me that I think like every lineman does kind of just need a goofy, kind of a goofy goober on the line there.
Yeah. He's
And
going to be the guy that's mic'd up on Sundays.
This dude's nickname is Danny Burgers, man.
He's going to be mic'd up on Sundays. He's going to be the fan favorite. There's going to be some guy with his jersey in the stands with the helmet on that's ready to go in. You know,
you are that guy, Beach. That is you.
Okay, well that's fair, but
Beach is our EVP.
Wait.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Joe is our EVP outside of sports.
No. This is taking a turn for the worse.
I'm putting in Daniel Vogelbach, man. I love that pick.
I like it.
I don't
So
even
right
know who
now,
you are, but sure.
line, Kyle, you need to look at a picture of this guy because you'll be on board.
Daniel.
Our line, we got at right tackle Jonas Valanciunas, at left tackle Steven Adams. The guards are Zion Williamson and Daniel Vogelbach, Mr. Burgers himself. Isaiah Stewart at center.
I'm looking at this guy. This guy is proof as to why baseball is not a sport.
That is incorrect. It's so good, man. I love Danny Burgers. Oh, that's so awesome.
That guy looks like they just didn't have any uniforms that fit him.
I love it. Oh, man. Do you guys want to move over to tight end or do you want to go to quarterback?
Ooh, give me tight end.
Yeah.
All right. I got two names I'm going to throw out there because I think I have two awesome options here. Okay.
I don't think you do.
We can add both of them for nice little two tight end sets, but we are going with the starting 11. I have two Aarons in mind. Aaron Judge and Aaron Gordon are my tight end selections there.
I like Aaron Gordon more than I like Aaron Judge, I think, but that's because I'm also a UVA homer.
Yep.
Yeah, I am fine with both of them. I think they're both big bodies, athleticism. Aaron Gordon can jump out the wall. That being said, Aaron Judge does play center.
He does, but unfortunately, they're not better than my option, which is Victor Wembanyama.
Wow. See, I was thinking about him, but I just think he's too tiny.
Yeah,
like he's
going to get broken, man.
I don't think he is. You get a little weight on him. 7', whatever he is, 7'4" over the middle. I mean, that's kind of hard to stop.
I got one for you, though.
Let's hear it.
I got one for you that I think is better than Wemby, but it's
Bol.
No, Bol would quite literally perish.
I am on the clock, by the way.
But sorry, do you want to pick?
No, keep going. But can somebody tell me who Louis Reese-Zammit is?
He is the rugby player that the Chiefs signed.
Lacrosse.
Yeah, he's
You're telling
player.
me we're at the point we're picking rugby players in the draft?
Correct. You better take Khalil Tate here.
I might have to. This is ridiculous.
Kyle, let's hear it.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
It's the same thought process that you had, except for with muscle. You probably know where I'm going. Give me Giannis at the tight end.
I do like a Giannis pick. I'm not opposed to that one, actually.
Dude, Giannis is huge now. He's not skinny anymore.
This is correct.
Yeah, this is buff Giannis.
Yeah, this is correct. My only hesitation with all of that is the idea of blocking. That is something that is important for a tight end, even a little bit. So there's a part of me that
you don't think Giannis can block a little bit.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I honestly I would prefer to have Giannis at wide receiver, and throw in a bigger body like Gordon or something like that inside.
Here's what I think, Joe. I like where your mind is in terms of coordination. Would you rather have like somebody that plays like a guard running routes? In my mind, yes, because if you have Giannis running routes, Giannis probably runs some terrible routes. If I'm being honest, like can you picture him trying to run like a zig route or something?
It just would not happen. He'd be covered by anybody. Me.
He would run like the Drake route in that music video.
100% he would.
Oh my gosh,
that is good.
That's why I think I almost put him on the O-line, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah,
but
you're like arguing against Giannis for tight end now?
I know I'm arguing against Giannis for wide receiver. I'm arguing for Giannis at tight end because, like, I think that, dude, like, if you look at Who like Travis Kelce? Travis Kelce just runs and then stops, and he's open.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
Space.
That's true.
Like Travis Kelce's not going to sauce anybody, and neither will Giannis. But he's going to catch the fade routes.
There is the aspect of like I do think like Giannis is a freak athlete. He's strong. He's huge. He can take on some contact. But my mind was just going to like, dude, watching Aaron Gordon win that dunk contest. There is no. I mean, I hate the play, but there is no fade route that Gordon isn't going to catch. There is no high throw over the middle that Gordon isn't going to bring down. And I know Giannis is taller, but I do think there reaches a point to where Gordon might just be able to outjump him on a football field with some pads and a helmet on. So that's going to be a sticking point for me. If you like Giannis, I'm going to let Beach be the deciding factor here.
I'll vote Giannis. You can vote Aaron Gordon. I'm not mad at either, though. I don't care about either. I'm happy.
I think my gut instinct is telling me Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, one, he's massive. I think he's going to be a better route runner than we would give him credit for. And that's just, you want a guy that's that tall running over the middle full speed. Like, I just think that brings a lot of options. Not that Aaron Gordon wouldn't do the same thing, but.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, hey, that means Aaron Gordon can move to defense for us when we do that.
Can we just talk about how there are absolutely no names that I want in the 20th round of a fantasy football draft? This is terrible.
You don't want Elijah Moore?
And we have 9 more rounds.
Like, I'm literally going to take Tutu Atwell, I think, at this point. This is
terrible. Please don't.
Oh, that's good. Take Zay Jones.
I already have 12 Cardinals. I took Greg Dortch in
at this point, just take your rookies, man. I mean, you got like Jaheim Bell, tight end for the Patriots, Jamari Thrash, Cleveland receiver. Like, just take your shot on a random rookie or something like that.
What did Kyle just say?
I don't know.
Who?
He'd be yelling.
Exactly.
All right, so Giannis is at tight end for us. I don't hate it. I'm not against it at all. Not against it at all. He's going to catch a lot of passes over the middle there for sure. All right, I'm going to move us over to the other pass catcher there. I'm going to put us at a wide receiver. I have several really good options for this one. I think there's some really good basketball options. That being said, I'm going to premise this that height didn't really go that much into my consideration here. I think height is awesome. That being said, I wanted a little bit more speed and what I think could be projectable route running. For the wide receiver position. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna throw 3 names out here. Actually, I have 5 names. I have 5 names that I really, really love. The first one is going to be Ellie De La Cruz from the Cincinnati Reds. He is the fastest man in baseball. Not to mention he is also 6'5". But the dude is incredibly fast. I have Bobby Witt, another guy who's over 6'3", 215 pounds, incredibly fast. I have Russell Westbrook. I think Westbrook would make an incredible receiver. I have Julio Rodriguez. He's about 6'3", 225, another very, very speedy outfielder. Anthony Edwards, I think, is an easy name to throw out there. Big, tall, fast guy. And then I have Fernando Tatis Jr. as well. Another speedy guy.
Of course you do.
With some decent. So all these guys that I threw out are essentially anywhere from about 6'2" to 6'5", all within the 200 to 220 range. Incredible speed, very twitchy type guys. I think these dudes project to be your typical one receiver that can run any type of route with speed, dominate physically, all that fun stuff. So what do you guys think of those names? Let me hear some of yours as well.
I was aligned with the Ant Edwards pick. I think that he'd be a fantastic receiver. The baseball players, I stopped listening. I'm not going to lie to you. But Beach, do you have any that there was some overlap or no?
No, I don't think so. So my 3 receivers, one was biased. I put Kevin Durant, just for your typical old possession receiver. This one I think Joe will appreciate. I put Ellie De La Cruz as one.
I have him.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Sorry, I'm still looking at random names that I don't know who they are. And then my other one was Corbin Carroll, just as your speedy slot receiver.
Gosh, that's such a bingo.
I had Carroll as a kick return option. I don't love him with some of the other speed options. No, just like when I went all out, man. I had him as a kick return option. Correct. Because I think there are players with his type of speed and shiftiness that are just simply bigger.
That's fair.
So someone like Westbrook, who,
all right,
very, very quick. Someone like Bobby Witt, something like that. I think those two options for me, particularly in the flex, or not the flex, the slot, excite me. While the other names I mentioned would be more your X or Z receivers outside.
Which ones were we aligned on that you guys had? It was Anthony Edwards, right?
And Edwards, I think, are the two that have been mentioned twice.
I think those for sure we should have both then.
I like that. I like that.
Man, list mine before you guys select.
No.
Please. Okay.
All right. Okay. So I think there's a couple that you guys aren't considering that would be disgusting. I have the first one. My first one was Ant, so I'm not even going to say him. But I have a 6'3", 190-pound guard, De'Aaron Fox, at receiver. I think he would be disgusting. He's so fast. He's probably the fastest player in the NBA. I just imagining him. I imagine that he would just have burners. My second pick is, for multiple reasons, Ja Morant. He's a criminal, so he'd fit in the NFL.
Him and Rashee Rice are best friends.
I was literally going to say the Rashee Rice comp just writes itself. But he actually is like one of the shiftiest players in the NBA. I'd imagine he's probably a disgusting route runner, and he's got insane straight line speed. And then the only other one that I wanted to mention that I think was worth mentioning was Tyrese Maxey. Same type of player, I think, as De'Aaron, but I think he'd probably just get a little more jiggy. I think the Justin Jefferson comp is there mostly because of the hair.
I like that. I didn't have what was the last name you mentioned? Maxey. I didn't have Maxey. I like that suggestion. I had De'Aaron Fox and I had Ja Morant as cornerback options. I liked the speed that they had, and they're not as heavy. They have the height, but I feel like they have the shiftiness and the speed to be able to cover someone like an Edwards or a Dela Cruz or Russell Westbrook, something like that, if they were on defense. So that's why I left them off my receiver. I'm totally fine moving De'Aaron Fox over, particularly because of his speed. But I have those two options as like potential coverage guys.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. So I think of everybody mentioned, Edwards is our one. I think that's a pretty clear.
Yep.
We have Ant as one.
He's our X.
He's the X. I'm telling you, I love Ellie De La Cruz. He ran essentially first to home in like 10 seconds essentially, which is unbelievable. So Beach mentioned him too. So I think we're cool locking him in as a number 2.
Yes.
Both will be outside receivers, your X receiver, your Z. Who do we want to stick in the slot? Do we want to go with a smaller Corbin Carroll type? Do we want a bigger slot body, someone like a Keenan Allen, like a Treylon Burks? I mean, he's not a good comp, but a bigger slot body, Tyler Boyd, as opposed to a smaller Hunter Renfrow type? What are we thinking there?
I think we got to get some not black people there. You know, it is the slot.
I'm going to throw out Bobby Witt. He would be a bigger slot body there. He is really, really fast as well. Steals a whole lot of bases. So that'll be my suggestion for that. What do you guys think? Give me some names.
Luke Kennard. He's sneaky athletic. He just looks like a slot receiver.
I got one better than that.
Uh-oh.
TJ McConnell.
Yes. He would actually probably be a terrible slot receiver.
No. Foot speed.
Dude.
That guy plays defense 94 feet every single night.
Let's look up TJ McConnell's measurables. He is 6'1".
That's taller than Hunter Renfrow, I think.
6'1", 190, but he's
Perfect.
32 years old.
That sounds like my slot receiver.
That sounds like Cooper Kupp.
See?
Cooper Kupp? Okay, fine.
We need a decision here. Who's going to be the third? I'm going to plant my flag on Witt personally. I think he'd be pretty fantastic.
What's his name? How do you spell it?
His name is Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt.
For
I see
reference,
it. Yep.
So you know how the NFL runs a 40-yard dash, the MLB runs the 60-yard dash. He ran his in 6.6 seconds, which in theory would be equivalent to a 4.4, probably closer to a 4.3 40-yard, if we're being honest.
All right, I'm fine with that.
We can go with him. I don't care.
I love Bobby Witt.
He is a very good baseball player.
He's fantastic, and he's so fast, dude. Him and De La Cruz are legitimately the two fastest players in the league. I love it. I like this receiver core. Ant Edwards, Elliot De La Cruz, Bobby Witt. Boys, we're big, we're fast, we're strong. We're going to dominate. Let's move over to running back. I have three names there, but I want to hear what you guys have to provide first.
Beach?
This is where I put De'Aaron Fox.
Wow, really?
So,
I feel like he's too skinny.
I mean, the NFL guys are about as skinny as him half the time, so I think he could definitely still be fine. And his speed is lightning quick, and he's got the shiftiness, he's got the agility that you would want in between the tackles. So that's where I slotted him in. But obviously, I don't think there's a wrong place you could put him. He's just a phenomenal athlete.
Kyle, let's hear that. Beach, did you have anybody else?
No, that was my only one at the moment.
Right. We have De'Aaron Fox as an option. Kyle, let's hear your running back options there.
So I'm between a couple different players here. One that I thought of, I don't even know if he's still in the league, but I thought Eric Bledsoe would have been a great running back. Tell me he wouldn't have been.
Would have been a great choice.
Is he? He's out of the league though, right?
I think he's
in Europe.
He's also old.
Okay. That's fair. I am going to go. See, I wanted this guy on defense, but since we're only doing offense, I'm going to go Russell Westbrook. I
like the option.
The guy's a ball of energy. He would be the type of guy to truck somebody, but also his straight line speed is insane. Give him an NFL player comp. I don't know. I see him as like a
CJ Anderson.
I don't know. I feel like he's faster than CJ Anderson.
I appreciate the bingo. I
appreciate the bingo.
To hit your heart on that one.
I like the Westbrook pick. I totally imagine him like he hit like prime Westbrook. That hezzy that he would hit was just deadly, and I can totally see him like
oh my gosh,
patient behind the line. Hole opens up and he just bursts right through it. I like that. I like that option. I had the three names that I had wrote down was Scoot Henderson. I think he is incredibly fast. I had Kyrie Irving. I think he'd be a little bit more of a shiftier guy. Not the fastest straight line, but like just being able to kind of weave in between the linemen, bounce around. Then I threw in Mike Trout. He'd be a bigger back, very, very speedy guy. I think you guys mentioned liking him at a potential linebacker spot more.
Yeah, I did say that.
But he is a 225-pound guy who stole 50 bags. So those are my names out there. What are you guys thinking? Where should we go? I like Westbrook too. That's a great name.
See, the more I think about it, I think a good Westbrook comp would be like a Ken Walker, I think. And so I'm going to go with my guy, Westbrook. I think that he would translate well.
I like Westbrook more than I like Fox, running back.
I like Westbrook too. That's fine with me. Either that or I like your Kyrie pick. That one was also
Kyrie's a sleeper. He'd be a good little scat back.
Yeah, I like him as like a pass catching option out of the backfield kind of deal. I could see him just bobbing and weaving through the linebackers and all that fun stuff. But Westbrook, I want
to see him do a crossover on somebody in the middle of a football field.
That's
a fact. On it.
All right, I like
Is there a video of Justin Jefferson doing that?
Probably.
Yeah, I think there might be.
I feel like Le'Veon Bell practically did it every single time he touched the ball.
Oh, that's a fact. Oh.
I saw that video today, and it just makes me laugh every time.
It's so good, man. Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh, man.
All right, so Westbrook as our starting running back, I like that. We have a lot of speed, boys. He's a big back too. Not gonna lie.
He's 6'3", right?
Yeah, I think he goes what 6'2", 205, 210. He's like what he weighs.
Yeah, it's a big boy. Sounds
like
about right.
I like that. Well, let's move over to the most important position on the field, quarterback. So I have 5 names that I'm gonna that I have as options. I do have 5 names. They're all for different options. Some of them are vibes. Some of them are legit reasons. But because it's Beach's based on Beach's reaction, I have a lot. Beach, I want to hear who your option for quarterback is.
Well, I could go with 2, but you're gonna hate me for one of them.
I'm gonna hate you for one of them.
Let's just get that one over with then. LeBron James.
No, you're not getting my vote.
IQ would be there.
No.
Passing would be there.
James. Nope.
They're not picking LeBron. It's fine.
Nope.
I still want to get that out there.
Don't waste
That's
your breath.
Joe's GOAT, though, so I'm surprised. He's just hating because Kyle's here right now.
I don't want LeBron on my football team.
Amen,
That's fine.
brother.
You don't have to want him on your football team. My second option is Tyrese Halliburton.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like that. I like that. Kyle, let's hear yours.
Okay, so I was between a couple people, and there was one that I actually knew that was very good at football, had like pretty major offers out of high school. They had offers from Ohio State, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Georgia, and Alabama to play football, to play quarterback.
All right.
This is Jalen Suggs. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Wasn't he like a 3-star?
I feel like I remember hearing that.
Dude, his high school football mixtape is hilarious. Like he was mobile. He was like very, very good at placing the ball where it needed to. And I guess he actually had a hard time choosing between basketball and football. But so I'm gonna go Jalen Suggs, dude. He's 6'4". Like let's see, I don't know how much he weighs. He's 6'5".
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah, so he's 6'5", 205. Like it's a big boy.
He's Jaden Daniels.
Pretty much, yeah.
Did it have to be Jaden Daniels?
I mean, Jaden Daniels is 6'4", 205. So
could have picked another guy.
I mean, sorry, it's just the first thing that came to mind. I mean, there's not a whole lot of like tall quarterbacks like that are that light. So I don't hate that. How tall is Halliburton?
Like 6'6", 6'5".
Kyle, look that up.
Tyrese Halliburton. I also had another one.
Let's hear
that may thrown a wrench into things. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Ooh, I do like Shai.
Interesting.
I think that he's got the vision. He's 6'6", and he's 6'6", 195. Tyrese Halliburton is 6'5", 185. A little skinny.
Yeah, a little skinny. That makes you a little nervous. But he could put on some weight.
He could. But I think that Shai would be a sick quarterback. He'd probably be mobile. He'd probably have solid decision making across the board. I would trust Shai in the fourth quarter.
I like that. So I had a few names I'm going to throw out. I had 2 for the vibes mainly. One of them was Brady Singer. He's a pitcher for the Royals. I mainly threw him out there because his name is Brady. And I felt like maybe we could get some Tom Brady magic out of him. I also threw Gunnar Henderson because, he's got an arm, all that fun stuff.
Joe's throwing out baseball players that I don't want.
Yeah, I put in Ronald Acuna because I feel like he's a really good dual threat kind of baseball player. Maybe that could translate to the field. He's got a cannon of an arm, very good speed. But the 2 that I stuck with, Beach, you're going to love one of them. First one I go is Tyler Glasnow. Okay, the reason I choose Tyler Glasnow, he's a pitcher.
Kyle has no idea who that is.
For the Dodgers. He's the guy that looks like Cillian Murphy, Kyle. If you've seen any pictures. But the reason I chose him is because he's like 6'8", 6'9". And I look at our line, and I'm like, okay, we have 2 dudes who are basically 7 feet tall at the guards. We have Zion, who's 6'8". And then Isaiah Stewart, who's also 6'8" at center. So I'm looking at those things, and I'm like, I feel like a quarterback that is a little bit taller is important. So I throw out Glasnow out there. But then my second one is I'm going to throw out McCall Bridges. All right, so I'm going to throw out Bridges out there. I don't know why, but when I was thinking about it, it just like there's a part of me that looks at him and he's taller. He's got some weight. Like he's a good athlete. He's long. Like I just had a feeling like he could be one of those really good dual threat guys that just gets it done when you need him to. He does all the little things right. You know, he's what you want the quarterback to do. You know, I think he'd work well within your system, but then when he had to go step out there and do something a little extra, I think he could do it. So I'm going to throw McCall Bridges out there. Maybe not the best option compared to what you guys presented, but
I will say he is a diehard Los Angeles Rams fan.
He sure is. I was going to say that. I feel like we got some good options here.
Yeah, I do
too. Me personally, I think that the realistic answer would be Jalen Suggs, but since we're not going realistic, I'm going to plant my flag on Shea. I think that Shea would be the sickest quarterback. He's still 6'6", like he's going to be able to see over that line.
Yeah.
But that is a good point, Joe, that you bring up. Like we couldn't have a 6'1" quarterback probably with that line. So I'm going to go Shea. That's my vote. But Beach, I'll let you decide.
Well, Joe, who would your pick be? Who would you plant your flag on?
It's between Glasnow and Shea for me. I'm okay with Shea. I think he'd be awesome back there. I like the idea of having a quarterback named Shea. I think that's sick.
That is sick.
I just think he's awesome too. So like I would be okay with that. The weight concerns me. How much does a Glasnow weigh?
Let's look. I got you.
Tyler Glasnow. So he goes 225, 6'8", 225. So he's still skinny for his height. So I'm going to put it, because he's a pitcher and we know he's got an arm, I'm going to put it on Glasnow. So you got between Shea and Tyler Glasnow.
This pick is strictly based off of aura, and I am picking Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Strictly off of aura.
I like it. I'm not against it at all.
I want my quarterback to have some aura. I don't want them to be like Daniel Jones. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has the aura that I want out of my quarterback.
That's I like it.
I bet Shea has a visor for sure.
Oh, 100%. And he's wearing that at the Pro Bowl when he's there as the number one quarterback representing Team Bingo.
Imagine Shea's Instagram captions after he won the Super Bowl.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it'd be electric.
Yeah, he'd probably recreate like the Kobe picture holding the Lombardi or something like that.
Oh, yeah, he would. That 100%. Bozo.
Yeah.
I love
the marketing is endless with him.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a fact.
QB Shea. I love it.
I like that.
So here's what we got.
I think we made the right choice.
I think so too. Here's what we got for our team. So man in the line, we got Isaiah Stewart at center. Next to him, we got Zion Williamson and Daniel Berger's Vogelbach. Jonas Valanciunas and Steven Adams at the tackle positions. A couple of maulers there. Giannis Antetokounmpo at tight end, just being able to nab everything over the middle. We got Anthony Edwards at wide receiver 1, Ellie De La Cruz at our 2, and Bobby Witt Jr. in the flex. Russell Westbrook is our speed guy, power back out of the backfield at running back. And then Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, manning it all at quarterback, holding it down, throwing bombs, running around everybody. He gives me Lamar vibes for sure. I like it. Dude, this team is for sure going 0-17, but we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. We're going to go 0-17, but the vibes are going to be high every single game.
Dude, Shea with his visor, oh my gosh.
Shea's going to stat pad 100%. We're going to be down 21, and he's going to be in the end zone doing the Sharpie TO celebration.
I love it. They're going to lead the league in fines. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have the tallest team for sure.
We will.
That's awesome. We're not going to do defense or special teams or anything today, but what I do want, I'm going to throw a curveball up at you guys. We got a little bit of extra time. Who do we want at head coach? What are some options there?
Chris Paul.
Yeah, remember you wanted him at quarterback.
Well, yeah, but you guys weren't going to let me pick him at quarterback, so give me him at head coach.
Who did you want?
Interesting.
Sorry, I cut out for a long time.
He wants Chris Paul as the head coach.
Oh my gosh!
I was going to say, who do you want at coach?
Just so that somebody can yell at the refs.
Somebody's got to do it.
Give me some options.
So it has to be an active player.
Some NBA coaches that you say, yeah, this guy could coach the NFL. He's got the gusto to do it.
Are we picking coaches or are we picking?
I feel like a coach feels like the most transferable. Like a guy who's already knows how to do it.
Give me, if we're actually picking coaches, then I want Greg Popovich.
I like that. I like Greg.
Even though I hate the Spurs, but
I feel like we should pick players. I think players would be hilarious.
All right.
Okay, let's just go for an aura pick then.
All right, Beach wants Chris
Paul.
Paul.
Aura. Well, maybe not. That's not a lot of aura.
No, negative aura.
Well, who's your aura pick, Kyle?
See, I'm between a couple people, but I think I think that this guy would be a fantastic coach. He's going to have SJ as his QB. He's going to be backing him up. Everybody's going to have the swagger. Give me Jimmy Butler as head coach.
I like that. I like that.
That's a pretty good one.
That's good. Man, I'm trying to roll through some players now. It's tougher thinking about like players who could be coaches. Beach, like who if you're not going with Paul, who are you going to choose?
Shoot, I honestly do not have a great one off the top of my head.
I'm so sold on Jimmy. Jimmy would be the type of guy that would get fined talking trash about the refs for his players. He's a huge locker room guy. 100%.
You're not wrong.
I don't disagree.
I mean, the only other one that I would throw out there is Steph, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Aura and more just I feel like he would just be able to. He just knows. He would just be able to coach the team. Yeah, he just would be able to coach the team right. So
kind of do like the Steph pick.
I don't mind that at all either.
But I do like the Jimmy. Hey, what if we just rolled with Steph at head coach, get Jimmy on the defensive side of the ball, DC there, and then I don't know, choose James Harden for offensive coordinator.
Oh, jeez.
Literally no.
I don't want James Harden as my OC.
I don't want James Harden anywhere near my football team.
I thought about someone who knows how to put the ball in the bucket. I don't know. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Not a good option.
That's crazy.
Hey, we can roll with Steph and Jimmy. I think they'd complement each other well on the coaching staff.
Is Jeremy Lin still in the league?
No way.
No.
Not a chance. I would pick Udonis Haslem, but he's not in the league either.
Udonis. I love that.
That dude did the same thing in the NBA for the last 15 years, and it was sitting on a bench, so I feel like he'd be perfect.
That's good. I love the Jimmy pick. I'm fine with him or Steph. We can roll with both. Get them both on the coaching staff. Lock it up. How's that sound?
Why not?
That's good. Man, that was fun. I enjoyed that. You guys will have to do some defense at some point. So, you guys got any other thoughts on the football team, on the bingo football team, or should we get to our final thing here?
I don't have any other thoughts. I think that was a fun exercise, though.
I love
that.
Do
we really think, real quick, that you could drop 30 NBA players into the NFL and they'd be successful?
No.
You could probably drop a couple and they might make the team.
I think you could drop in a couple and they'd be practice squad tight ends.
I think you could drop more NFL players into the NBA and they could be an effective end of the bench player. Like they would be better in the NBA than an NBA player would transfer to the NFL. 100%. I don't think an NBA player would drop in the NBA.
I'm with Kyle. I disagree.
I think NBA athletes are overrated in terms of just how they are. So,
okay. Joe's just hating now. Let's get him off.
I fully believe it.
Yeah, I'll let you get your take off. I just think that playing basketball at the level that you have to play basketball in the NBA, you can't have any wasted foot placement. You can't have any wasted movements. You have to be in insane condition, which I think athletically an NFL player could be in shape to play.
Athletically, athletically they can definitely compete.
The coordination,
skill is not going to be there.
It's not going to transfer. You could put the most skilled, the smartest NFL player in an NBA game, they would probably score 6 points in 32 minutes, I think. And they'd have to shoot the ball every time. Like, just the skill level at the NBA is just absurd. I think it'd be way easier for an NBA player to go into the NFL.
There's also more spots in the NFL. That's what we got to think. Like, an NBA, like an NFL roster, like a 53-man roster, is 3.5 NBA teams. So
that's true.
Like, that's what we're looking at here. Like, I think there's significantly more opportunity for an NBA player to make it into an NFL team than there is for.
And Joe, something to consider is in the NFL there are positions. In the NBA, there's really not. Like, you can't be hidden. Like, we could hide an NBA player in the NFL as a punt returner or something, but like you can't.
Or a slot receiver. Like, you could hide him in a position that does not affect the game as much. Whereas in the NBA, you're playing both sides of the floor, and I think that's a big difference as well.
See, I don't think the things that make an NBA player good translate to the NFL. I just don't. I don't think. Like, I think you put Anthony Edwards as probably your most likely choice in terms of like who could transfer over, and I think he'd be a practice squad receiver. I don't think he'd actually do anything. I think the route running would be.
I disagree. I think Anthony Edwards would have been legit if he would have stuck with
the
football.
Route running would have been a disaster. I think just the way to understand leverage in terms of how certain things work in there. I don't necessarily. This is like for receiver exclusively. I just don't think that works. So in the end, I don't think it goes both ways. I think they're playing their sports for a reason. I think that's the answer.
Anthony Edwards, I think, could have switched over. Because he was legit at football.
I think the gap, if you put Anthony Edwards at running back tomorrow, and he has to go play running back tomorrow, I think the gap
he gets 0
between
yards.
him and I think the gap between him
that's just false.
And it's no, that's false.
Yeah.
True.
I think
it's true.
I think the gap
he would not understand how to read an offensive line or holes. He would not.
I don't care. He can get more than 0 yards.
He'd get 0.
Dude, yeah,
that's Anthony freaking Edwards.
I don't care how athletic you are. He wouldn't do it, man.
Joe, true or false? The gap between Anthony Edwards and an NFL running back is significantly smaller than the gap between Mo Alley Cox and an NBA player. Like, I don't think it's close.
I disagree. I think it's equally as wide, if not wider. I think if Anthony Edwards, if you put him in an NFL backfield today, he would get no yards.
I bet Anthony Edwards could run for 85 yards behind the 49ers O-line right now.
I don't see it. I think there's a huge aspect of football where I'm just like they wouldn't be able to transfer over. And I just don't think I could be moved out of that position.
Yeah. The varsity 8-man football guy is really getting out there.
Facts, dude.
Planting his flag.
That's what I'm at, dude. It's just like there's so much more to football. Like, everybody thinks it's just about the athleticism and people have brought up the physicality. I just think there's so much more to it. Like, I don't even care about the physicality aside. It's just I don't think they'd succeed whatsoever. I think your average slot corner, nickel corner would just destroy Anthony Edwards on any route that he could run, anything like that.
Which is why we're putting him at running back.
Receiver.
Running back.
Oh, well,
we did put him at receiver on our team.
We did have.
Well, I'm saying he's receiver on our team, but I'm saying we put him at running back in this hypothetical situation.
In that case, the defensive line would he'd just get eaten alive.
I don't think so.
I just feel like he would, man. But
Joe,
agree to disagree there.
I want to take from you. If Anthony Edwards played a full game at running back, Christian McCaffrey snap count.
Yeah.
And he got 20 carries. How many yards does he get in a game?
Maybe 30 tops.
Wow.
Yeah. I think there's think about this. There are fantastic athletes at the NFL level that cannot make it at the running back position because they don't know how to read the leverage of a line. They don't know how to hit the holes right. They don't know how to do all these, how to follow the guards, things like that. They don't know how to work off of their blockers, things like that. If you drop Anthony Edwards into a game, give him 20 carries, he's a practice squad body. Like, those are things that I don't think that he would just have naturally, because he just never. I mean, he's a basketball player, you know. So I don't know. That's how I think. I think you could probably scheme him a couple receptions out of the backfield, that he could probably get, he could probably average 10 yards a reception or something like that. But I think if you gave him Christian McCaffrey work out of the backfield, he just wouldn't be useful.
We'll just be pulling for Anthony Edwards to win the finals so that he can go take some time off.
That'd be electric.
Yeah. So I'm reading his Wikipedia page, which, as we all know, is 100% factual.
I love Wikipedia.
And
That's correct.
he played youth football for the Atlanta Vikings and became one of the best Pop Warner running backs in the country.
Wow.
By age 10.
Because he was just more athletically better than everybody at that age, probably.
Yes, and he still is better athletically than probably half the NFL running backs.
And I just don't think that would
and
matter.
Probably 99% of the world.
Yes.
I don't think that would matter at that level. I just athleticism is great and all, but there reaches a point to where like DK Metcalf, if athleticism was everything, he would be the best receiver in the NFL.
Oh, he is.
You're an idiot. Oh man, you're dumb. But that feels like it's
Joe's
good
mad.
For that. I'm not mad.
Joe's pressed. Joe's so pressed.
No, whatever.
We got him, Kyle.
We did. We sure did.
We got it.
You guys are just wrong, and that's okay.
I'm not listening to the guy that played 8-man football.
Hey, you should, man. I know how to score better than you, so that's it.
What my state ring says otherwise.
Whoa. Anything else with that? Yeah, Kyle, you actually didn't even play ball, so let's leave this to the adults here.
Yeah, but he played basketball, unlike you, so I don't want to hear it.
I played basketball. What do you mean?
He has that picture of him guarding Bull.
I literally do. Before we finish up here, though, I want to get Kyle's first reaction to Jared Goff. 4 years, $212 million, second highest paid quarterback in the NFL as of today. Let's hear what Kyle has to say about this.
Jared Goff is he like the highest paid player in NFL history or what?
Second highest.
To who, Pat, or what?
No, I think Burrow right now is 1.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It made me maybe kind of happy because I like Goff. He's a good guy. He just he's not a good football player, He's I think that he is the most average quarterback ever. He's the most average starting quarterback in the NFL, is what I should say. I think that there are quarterbacks that are starting, but they're not starting quarterbacks, if you get my take.
Yeah,
yes,
then they're starting quarterbacks, and he's probably the most average one. I'm happy for him, but it just made me glad that we got Stafford because, dude, it's not even close. In terms of skill. I think Matthew Stafford is head and shoulders the better football player. Thank God we don't have to pay Jared Goff $200 and $100 billion trillion because I would be screaming that figure at my TV every Sunday if he was still on the Rams. It made me happy for him. I'm happy for Ryan Gosling. He did great things for us, and I wish him the best in Detroit. Being average.
I will say he's been better than average recently. That's probably why he earned his money. It's props to him, man. I think he earned his money for sure. But yeah, it's just that's a lot of money for what I would probably put as my 13th best quarterback in the league, And a lot of people have been saying, I've been seeing people say oh, but the quarterback market, and I'm I understand the quarterback market. Believe me. That I don't think that's an excuse to go out and pay above average talent elite money, And I think that's the problem.
Would you have signed him if you're Detroit? I feel like you had to.
Well, that's the thing is you might have to, but I am more willing to just hand the keys over. I heard Theo Ash say some really good stuff. He says, if you don't sign Jared Goff to that money, yes, you probably have to ride with a rookie after this next season when his contract is up, or you could franchise him. You could still have Jared Goff for 2 full seasons, right? Then you have to ride with a rookie or someone else. But then you have $212 million over the next 4 years to work with to even stack your team even more, right? And we've seen how stacked teams help a lot of young quarterbacks come in, and they do well. I heard some people responding well, it's not an overpay if we win a Super Bowl, things like that. what overpaid quarterback has won a Super Bowl? None. It's like only the elite quarterbacks win a Super Bowl. That's just a fact. So it's like it's one of those things where it was an overpay. It was probably necessary, but I think long term for them, it would have just been better to just move on and have him for the next 2 years. And also, like, not tie yourself to him longer than Ben Johnson's there. Because, again, that scares me. When Johnson leaves, I just don't know what the Lions' offense will look like. And that freaks me out.
Yeah, Goff is a puppet, and he's shown that on the Rams in both good and bad. And he's shown that on the Lions, I think, so far. Yeah. So unless they get another QB whisperer, he's cooked, I think.
I think he's done a good job of, like, I personally think Jared Goff has moved himself out of the simply system quarterback. I think Jared Goff has become a little bit more than that. I think with a few more seasons like this, especially once Johnson is gone, like, I would not hesitate. I would probably put him in like that low end Kirk Cousins tier, like a guy that moved it.
Is like Brock Purdy?
No, I would take off over Purdy easily.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not particularly close to me. I think, like, to me, Kirk Cousins and Dak are great examples. They moved themselves in my mind from this aspect of, like, I think they're limited. I think they're a product of the system, into guys that I think can create on their own, and the offense relies on them to do that. I think Goff is trending that way for me. We'll see if that comes to fruition. So it'll be interesting, though. Props to Detroit for locking up their core, man. I mean, they got a good team right now, and they're for sure a threat to come out of the NFC.
They sure are.
Yeah. But any other thoughts, gentlemen?
Go Rams.
Cool. Well, before we finish up, I will say to those who do listen and got to this point, this is my final episode for the summer. I will be traveling for work. I work at a camp that does them all over the country, so that will begin here in the next couple weeks. I will be back in August. So unfortunately, Kyle and Beach will now be your two co-hosts that will now be taking over the podcast for the summer. So that should be fun. They should bring you a lot of crazy,
ready for
terrible
golf
content. Just a lot of golf. But I'll be back in August. Should be a good time. Excited for these two guys.
If there's a podcast in August, we might be in jail.
Yeah, I know we might be, to see what they come up with. But anyway, that's all we got for you guys today, though. You can find more of us on X, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that fun stuff at That's Bingo Pod. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.
See ya.